Hello, and welcome to the Solo Oryx tutorial. This will be the first video in a three-part series in which I detail just about everything there is to know about Solo Oryx. Now, you could very easily get lost in the rabbit hole of all the different Oryx solos, but there's only one place that everyone should start, and that is the 290 Self-Res Warlock solo. So if you want to learn about all the other things, you can stick around to the end of this video or watch the future videos that I'm going to make. But for now, let's just jump into the basic strategy for what everyone is here to see. This solo effectively has not changed in a decade. Now, you could really optimize your loadout to your heart's content, but what's really important is going to be the guns and just that you have self-res equipped. I would also recommend max intellect if possible. We use corrective measure because of the perk surplus, so we get a lot of extra special ammo for every brick. You're also going to need a sniper in the mid-tier impact class, such as the longbow, 1000-yard stare, or LDR. And lastly, Touch of Malice, which is the centerpiece of pretty much every Oryx solo. This is the build that I'm using, but as I said, the only thing that you truly need here is Fireborn. Everything else is just a strong suggestion. After triggering the spark at the front of the room, you're going to turn off to your left and jump on the edge of this pillar here. Then you're going to shoot at the ground on both sides just to draw the attention of the thrall. Once all of the thrall are pulled up underneath you, you're going to kill them all with a fusion grenade at the same time. By killing them at the same time, you increase the chances for ammo drops, and we are going to need a lot of ammo throughout the solo. Effectively, what we're doing is creating a bank of ammo that we can keep coming back to throughout the solo. Once the knights spawn, kill them as quick as you can, seeing as we're already on the enrage timer as soon as Oryx's health bar shows up. Next, we're going to jump up to the Daughter's Plate that is opposite from Oryx. We're going to spend a lot of time on the Daughter's Plates weakening ogres. Each ogre is going to get 3 headshots, except for the first ogre, which is going to get 2 headshots and 1 body shot. This is just because the ogres can hurt each other, and if you weaken the first one a little too much, his buddy's probably going to shoot him in the back and kill him, which is going to lose us a bomb. You can see I'm jumping between the 2 pillars, but I'm also jumping up in the air or strafing occasionally, just to dodge the eye blast that Oryx is shooting at me. They don't hurt too much on 290, but if you're not careful, they will kill you. Fall down to the plate in front of Oryx, and be sure you're on your last bullet of Touch of Malice and preparing for the stun. Now, before we stun Oryx, we're going to perform a little trick that is crucial to the success of the solo. Now, in a few moments, we're going to be corralling up all of the ogres into one place, but it will be very beneficial if we keep all of the ogres close to middle in the meantime. And we do this by jumping and strafing to the side behind the pillar. The ogres see this, and they try to move closer to middle to get a better view of us. And we can do this as many times as we have time for, but you only really need to do it once or twice. Stun Oryx using the final round of touch, and then we're going to do the line of sight trick one more time right after the stun. Single jump so they see you, jump up behind the pillar, and then all the way up to the Daughter's Plate. Lean off the back edge to kill the back ogres, and then fall down to the front and shoot at the ground to bait the front ogres. Once the ogres are over top of the back 2 bombs, kill them as well, and then jump into the overlap between the 4 bombs. You want to stay here until you're sure that all 4 bombs have shown up, get a flame shield if you can't, and then we're going to run to the front and shoot Oryx's chest until the bombs blow up. After you're sure all the bombs have detonated, self-res, and go get some ammo if you need it. One of the very common errors at this part of the solo is after you kill the back ogres, you fall down and you break your fall with a double jump. Now, if you double jump within a certain range of the ogres, it'll be impossible to enrage them for a short period of time. So, I assure you, you won't die to the fall damage, just fall down and don't double jump. If you have successfully dealt damage to Oryx and he has more than half health, he will enter a Mortars phase. For mortars, all we're going to do is jump between the two daughters' platforms and tag each knight at least once. At the end of the encounter, the knights will die rather than despawning, and because they die, you get credit for the kill if you tag them. This means you get super energy and a chance for ammo drops, both of which are very important for the rest of the solo. In between every round, we'll have a little bit of time to attempt to control the vessel. Ideally, the vessel starts the round on the side that is opposite from Oryx. So you can see here, I'm shooting the side I want him to go to. In this case, he does, so the second round will look almost identical to the first round. And if the vessel doesn't listen to us, that's fine too. We can complete the solo being completely reactionary to the vessel's choices. And we'll talk about what that means here in a minute. But for the rest of this round and all of the rest of the rounds, you'll continue weakening the ogres as you did in the first round, and then dropping down in front of Oryx. At this point, you're probably starting to understand that every round of solo Oryx looks very similar. Now here, as we bait the ogres towards middle, pay attention to what the vessel is doing. You might have seen him there out of the corner of your eye, he actually swapped sides on us. Now, this mechanic of the vessel swapping sides after the stun is what we're going to use to ensure that we can get 3 or 4 bombs every round. And if you want to learn more about vessel control and vessel science, that'll be in the next video. In some cases, like this one, the vessel decides that he's going to start the round on the same side as Oryx. When this happens, we simply get up to the top, turn around, and kill the front side ogres. And then bait the opposite ogres into the front side bombs. Now obviously, when we're detonating on the same side as Oryx, we are subject to a lot of eye blasts, so we have to be extra careful and get a flame shield if you can. You'll also notice in this clip I only get 3 bombs, but we need 16 bombs to kill, so if we get 4 on the first round and 3 on the next 4 rounds, that'll be good enough. If you successfully deal damage to Oryx and his health is at or below half health, you will enter into a shade round instead of a mortars round. As soon as you're teleported in, the shade will always be 90 degrees to your left, so try to get some shots out before he teleports. As you can see it teleporting around, you'll notice that he leaves a trail behind him wherever he teleports. This is the best way to track him. You'll have 60 seconds in total to kill the shade. When the shade comes out to slam, simply jump up and over his head. You can take the time after the slam to try and kill some thralls. The more time you spend in a shade round, the more thralls will be trying to hit you. You can usually dodge the thralls by simply strafing to the left or right, or boosting large distances between teleports. While your main weapon for the Shade of Oryx is always going to be your sniper, if you ever find yourself low on ammo or completely out of ammo, just keep in mind that the Shade can be soloed using Touch of Malice alone. The general strategy for this is to shoot Touch of Malice until the Shade teleports, and then reload and rinse and repeat. Now by using this strategy, we see that we lose a little bit of health each time. But Touch of Malice has a very handy perk, where if we kill 3 enemies quickly, it'll start our regen. And this is especially useful because in the Shade of Oryx, we actually don't regen naturally. Now that we understand the general formula of the solo, all that's really left for us to do is execute. So I've compiled a few of the key details that really helped me the first time I did this solo. The first one is to utilize the line of sight trick that we showed earlier. The next one is to react to the vessel and remember to always detonate on the side that he is moving away from. And the last thing is to not double jump as we are baiting those last 2 ogres. So, with all that said, if you're able to survive 4, 5, or even 6 rounds of Oryx and get 16 bombs of damage, we will now be coming up on the final stand. I originally learned to do final stand from the very front middle of the map, but I have had some very unsavory experiences with this spot, so there's a better place that we're going to go. After checking to make sure that he actually has 0 health left, we're going to go to the outside of the front right step here. Make sure you're on the final round of touch, and finish the solo from here. From this spot, you'll be safe from the Vessel of Oryx, as well as any knights or adds that might be hanging around, and you can get enough damage off on normal and hard mode for final stand. Alright, Oryx is dead. Now if you have any questions about this solo, you can leave them in the comments, or ping me on Discord, or send me Twitch links. I'd be happy to watch and help troubleshoot. If you were here for the 290 self-res Warlock solo, that is now done, and we're going to move on to some other things. Now outside of the Slamdet and Challenge Mode Oryx solos, there are a few very similar variants to what we just did that I want to touch on briefly. They are the Titan solo, the no self-res Warlock solo, and the no exotic solo. The setup for all 3 of these variants is going to be identical to the self-res solo that we already did. Except for Titan, we are going to have an Armor of Light bubble ready and a sword equipped. After the stun, we're going to beeline to the opposite side step in the middle and place down our bubble. Same as before, we're going to kill the ogres, reacting to where the vessel is, and then detonate the bombs. Now for this and the Warlock solo, we want to try to detonate the bombs as close together in time as possible. After detonating, jump up to the step, and shoot Oryx until you see the messages in chat disappear. Once they disappear, you're going to step into the bubble and sword block the bombs. For the no self-res solo, we'll need to go into our perk tree and change from Fireborn to Radiant Skin. Radiant Skin is what gives us all the damage reduction that we're going to need for this. Once again, try to detonate the bombs at the exact same time, pop super, and then get a flame shield, in that order, and then move to the front of the map, shoot Oryx, and block the bombs with the same timing as the Titan. The only difference between the standard self-res solo and the no exotic solo is that now all of our stuns are done with an LMG. To my knowledge, there are 3 LMGs that are capable of this, and they are the First Citizen from New Monarchy, the Song of Ute from Crota's End, and If Materia from Wrath of the Machine. Now, if you even miss a single bullet with these LMGs on the stun, it can make it very difficult to successfully stun. So you have to be very careful. For the primary, I would recommend using a high rate of fire auto rifle. This helps with baiting ogres as well as doing a lot of damage to Oryx's chest without touch of malice. The other tricky part to this solo is final stand. Because of such a dramatic damage fall off when it comes to range with the LMGs, we actually do need to be front mid, and as far up as we can be. When we move up to hard mode, there's only one loadout change that we make, with a high impact sniper now being the best for the job. And Ex Machina with the final perk not unlocked is actually perfect for this, because we only need 3 bullets for each ogre anyway. Same as before, we're going to put 3 headshots into each ogre, weakening the first one a little less than the rest. Now, on 310, we just have to be more efficient with our movements and our ammo and our health across the board. We see that Oryx does a lot more damage with the Eye Blast, so I'm making a conscious effort to jump and strafe whenever I can to avoid those. They come in regular intervals, so it's not too bad to do so. You'll also notice that for stuns, Touch of Malice eats a lot more of my health, so you want to make sure you have time to regen before you try to stun. The mechanics of the 310 solo are identical to the 290, we just need to be a little quicker when detonating, because we know that the Light Eater Knights are going to be trying to steal those bombs. You can see in this case, as soon as I kill the ogres, I step in, because I know that the Light Eaters are going to be right behind me. Getting a Flame Shield on 310 also helps quite a bit, as our health is going to be low already. You'll see that in some cases, we're not quite fast enough to get into the bombs. When this happens, the Light Eaters will come and steal the bombs. The Shade of Oryx is also notably harder on 310, just because of the amount of ammo that it's going to take and the increased health. So, same as before, this just comes with practice. Gotta spend a lot of time in shades hitting headshots. The no self-res and Titan solos can be completed in the exact same way on 310 as they are on 290. You just need to make extra sure that you detonate the bombs at the same time and shoot Oryx quite a bit before turning to block the bombs. Now, while the no self-res and Titan and no exotic solos can all be completed on normal and hard mode using the 4 bombs at a time strategy, there is a much better way to complete these solos. So if you're interested in learning about that, I'm going to be making a few more videos on solo Oryx. The next one in particular is going to be detailing Slam Det and Vessel Control on all 3 classes. And even if the next few videos don't pique your interest as much as they pique mine, thank you very much for watching, and let me know if you have any questions.